Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Solana. Goodness gracious, keep on going. Look at that here. High of 174. This is fantastic, folks. Congratulations on those long positions who took some longs here at the most recent resistance. Absolutely a good call. So if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. I'm not a financial advisor. I hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. We got a lot of new members coming over. Just highly recommend you read through our signals guide so you understand specifically how my trades work. It's important you recognize that. And quick congrats to our community members here. We took some nice healthy profits on a Filecoin short, 25%, Ocean short, 43%, ARPA long, 268, Injective 76, AVAX 82, and FET.ai. That was a short from a couple of days ago, 34%. So we're hitting both directions. I don't normally try to go too heavy with up and down. I like to kind of prioritize one direction or the other, but Bitcoins are in this really weird place right now. A lot of coins are dumping, but a lot of coins are pumping too. So you just got to be careful. Is Solana one of those that's going to continue? Likelihood is pretty high, but we want to double check a few things here. It does feel fairly overextended. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a pullback. So let's go ahead and double check this. So this is the last 12 hours of look back. And just to clarify too, 175 is a very, very strong amount of, I wouldn't say resistance, because that's not necessarily the case. Resistances aren't built off of liquidation, but liquidation is built off resistance, right? So when you have a strong level like this here, for example, we can see 175 likely as that candidate. Excuse me. Furthermore, we can see all the way as low as 170. So 170 to 175 is that current area that people are shorting like crazy, okay? So let's go ahead and double check the 7-day time frame and see kind of what's going on here. This does tell us we have a lot more longs here at about 163 in the recent relative recent past that are subject to potential liquidation. So I'd be careful holding a long right now, honestly. Again, let's dive into the charts first, but generally speaking at this point here, let's update our fibs a little bit. We can see the price action is it's pulling back a little, which makes sense considering how overextended it is in a market that's already overextended, right? How much higher is it going to go? Well, truth is it can go tremendously higher. I mean, we had 250? What's the highest point for us? Yeah, 261 is a rough estimate. So we could definitely go a lot higher. Let's go ahead and draw out a couple of trend lines here based on weekly time frames, see what's going on, and just keep that as a perspective level. So daily time frame, let's go ahead and talk about this here. We're still above all moving averages. That hasn't changed. 20-day SMA, as long as we're above that, we can still presume the price action will continue to increase and or remain bullish, right? Again, it's not necessarily a support level, the 20-day SMA. It's more so just kind of a trend setter. So if we look at the money flow index, it's plateauing. RSI is coming up. It's usually a shift in momentum that occurs with that, mainly because when RSI gets too high, people view it as overbought. In other words, this isn't worth the value of where I'm buying it at, right? Having said that, money flow index plateauing and or coming down lets us know that people are more so selling and money's not coming into the coin. So if money's not coming into the coin and the perception is that it's overbought, where do you think the price goes? Usually goes down. Again, this is a daily time frame. This doesn't really clarify a lot because it's a 24-hour period, right? It's kind of a lagger there, if you will. I don't even think that's a word, but it's lagging, okay? Again, it takes time. So what I'm getting at here is let's look at the 4-hour and see if we see any kind of similar signs that might be proof here. First of all, I see a pretty obvious overextension here. We hit a 9 on TDS, likelihood of further correction to the downside. Now, is this a reason to short? I wouldn't say that specifically. It just implies that the price is going to either consolidate, go sideways, and up, or it could still very much pull back. But once more, most of the times here when you see this coin hitting a 9 on TD sequential, it literally just goes sideways and up, okay? So we cannot presume it's going to go down until we lose some key levels, and we're still above the 20-day SMA. I'm not really super sold here on this scenario playing out as far as a bearish divergence, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and pull up a little bit of a trend line here. This is going to run concurrent with the 50-day SMA primarily, because again, the 50 days running up here, and we're going to just kind of pay attention to that. Now again, this isn't like a definitive line here. Got a lot of lines in the charts. I know it kind of seems kind of crazy, but these are all just important levels at one point, and I like to kind of just keep those on the chart so I understand later if it might be a point of contention. Taking a look at the MACD though, we can see the MACD is diverging, but it hasn't fully diverged yet. RSI is under 70, back under 70. That's actually good in a lot of ways. As long as the price goes sideways from here, we'll probably see it leg up and pivot off of 50 again. We saw that last time. So we want to pay attention to 50 on the RSI moving forward, but with the RSIs pulling back and generally the overall sense here is that the price is more likely to continue lower, okay? Because it's been overextended for some time. I wouldn't be surprised when we see the price just average itself out to the low 50s, low 150s rather. Okay, so there's just something to kind of pay attention to. Is it a guarantee? No, but there's definitely some scenarios here that are in play where the price action does seem like it wants to continue lower. Let's see if we have any kind of overextension on the hourly. Let's double check this here. So what we want to look at is the Ichimoku cloud. Confirm a couple of things because cloud's really good about telling us it shifts in momentum. So we can see stochastic, correction, I always call stochastic because it's same colors. We can see the conversion line is still above the baseline, but it's getting closer. Okay. When that happens, it tells us that window of opportunity is closing. Same thing here as well with the lagging span. It's getting close to the price action. So it does imply also you should consider taking profits on this coin here soon if you're in a long position. Generally what it's saying. Now, if you're in a long position right now, down from 85 or 90 to 125, you're probably doing it wrong because you're holding on for too long. I know it sounds crazy and weird, but if you're not adjusting your stop loss higher, you shouldn't be trading. Okay? And the reason why I say that is just because if you're not securing profits, you're not really even being a trader. You're just kind of holding on for dear life. And that's okay on a spot bag. Don't get wrong. Spot all day long. But if you're using any type of leverage, you're going to get eaten up on fees. And you probably don't know this, but once you close out the trade, you're going to have very little profit because you're holding for too long. Okay. So I almost laugh and chuckle when people have trades from months ago because it's really just going to destroy your profits there. Again, lower leverage, lower fees, right? That's why we use low leverage, low position sizing because we don't get eaten a lot of fees. Having said all that, what I'm getting at here is that you may want to consider taking some profits in the next 6 to 12 hours because it does look like the price is starting to plateau. And this is just kind of a signal here letting us know early, it's a conservative indicator letting us know you may want to consider taking profit. However, you got to recognize we're still above the cloud. This is the most important thing here. Until we break below that, coincidentally, you can see the lower lead on the cloud. We're running concurrent with this ascending trend. We want to be able to maintain this and understand that as long as we stay above this trend line, we're in good shape. Once we break below, and then just say we confirm bearish by being below the cloud as well, then we're going to be in a situation where we might want to consider shifting gears if other confirming factors are present, right? So what do we do when we set an alert here, for example? Say we want to try to get into a short at 155. What do? Do you just set the limit order and walk away? No. You set an alert, you reanalyze once the price enters the zone that you want, and then at that point you consider opening a trade if everything else is contributing. Okay. So I get a lot of people saying, hey, should I set up a trade right now for future reference? In most cases, that's not ideal. Okay. Now again, spot limit orders, different story. I'm getting filled in a lot of spot limit orders. Just filling my bags effectively, but different strokes for different folks. If you're using a limit order on a leverage trade, you want to analyze and make sure it's worth holding at that point. Okay? Again, just some friendly advice, all the things here. So long story short, if we kind of zoom out a little bit, we look at the points of control. Let's double check this here. This area is pretty heavy concentration at about 130. Okay, so we see a ton of volume at 130. Secondary level to that is 148. Okay, so just know the price does pull back. This is a 0.786 fib level. 148 would be a probable pivot point for the price action if it were to come down, just say, because of the fact that we had such strong price action here that the likelihood of the price bouncing off that level is very high. Now, is it guaranteed to go down that low? Not really. But if Bitcoin does drop sub 70K, starts trending closer towards 65K, for example, absolutely, 100%. I'm waiting for confirmation on Bitcoin right now to be very transparent with you. If Bitcoin closes below 70,900, I'm heavily considering a short position with that coin. That could factor into coins like this too, because by that time that happens, this coin could be testing that trend line too, right? Again, these are all future reference scenarios that could or could not play out. They're not here yet, but if they are, I might just consider doing something like that. Again, there's a reason why we've got more shorts than longs open right now in the market. I'm even shorting AI coins, which is ill-advised, but they're massively overextended. They show all bearish divergences a lot sooner than these coins do. This coin, still looking pretty strong in the overall sense. I just recommend considering taking some profit. I do think a correction is relatively realistic, okay? But we're not there yet, okay? I hope that made sense. Thanks so much for watching. I'll go ahead and post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If you want to check that out, feel free to double check that. Congrats again to our members last month for 100% accuracy, 2,200% profit. We're very close to that profit margin already in 15 days so far for this month, but we have about 95% accuracy. We have one stop loss with a goofy Bitcoin short at 60K. It was a high-risk trade anyways. I notified everybody. By the way, thanks so much for watching. Please like the video before you go and have yourself a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow and appreciate your time. See you again soon. Take care.